Testing, testing. All right, welcome. So, this is the Digital Doctor Coaching Call. Today is February 13th. All right, let's jump right in. And if this is your first time hopping onto these coaching calls, welcome. Always happy to have you here. We host these calls once every week, Saturday night, and you can schedule a call at the community by clicking this link. And these calls typically last an hour or until everyone's questions is answered. All right, great. Now, just some quick house rules about how these calls typically work if this is your first time. So, to ask a question, simply type into the chat box question to get unmuted. And when you ask a question, please be specific. We recommend the following format. So, I'm on week two of the training. My current situation is blank. My desired situation is blank. My question is blank. All right. And we hold a 10-minute max threshold just so that we can get everybody the help that they need. And after all the questions are answered, we will conclude with a goal setting workshop. So stay until the end if you'd like to join. All right. Well, nice to be with you. And let's go ahead and begin. So if you have a question, simply type in the chat box.
Okay, so I've got a few things. The first one is so I finished that, and then I'm working on my video, which I'm going to shoot hopefully today. I told myself I'd shoot today after talking to you about it, and then I want to show you my video real quick. I'm just gonna do a quick
Okay.
overview. Basically, this is just my masterclass, how to deal with the K. This is me with some patients and some they love me. I tell them I've helped other doctors do it. And they're doing successful. They're knocking down buildings and growing their spaces. This is me winning multiple awards from celebrities in optometry. And then I say, who is this for? This is for the guy who's trying to grow his business. This guy, he says he wants to double the amount of patients he's seeing in this specialty. I just give him some reasons. I apply Pareto's principles. I tell him that I've been lecturing all around the country about it, and I want to just help more doctors, and I want to give them the secret sauce. And this is me, but I wasn't there. I wasn't always there. I started cold. I had no patients in the door. My schedule was completely empty at first. And I was worried about all the debt I was in, and I just had a new baby. And I was trying to get the word out, but I was afraid that patients would hate me if I messed it up. And so I just tell them, but now fast forward today, we've got all these 5-star reviews on Google. We're a 7-figure business. Everything's going really well. And I tell them the roadmap of what you're going to get in my course, how to set your systems, word for word scripts, consultations. I teach them some principles about my goldfish and cookie rules. Pricing, I'm going to help them price their offering so that they know how to do it so they don't undercharge or overcharge. I tell them the type of investments they're going back out of it. And then I show them this thing called the demand matrix, which is when you go up the y-axis, it's more expensive things, which is high-end things. But if you go to the left, it's less customers. But then I want the golden goose, which is a lot of customers for high price. That's selling iPhones, right? Everyone wants an iPhone, but they're expensive. And so anyways, I say you gotta get the golden goose, which is orthokeratology. And then what's the class about? I'm gonna pre-order this. It's a pre-order launch. It's gonna start in April since I'm not done with the class yet. And I say that normally, going to a conference would cost over $3,000. I said the cost of doing nothing is worth $100,000. But my pre-order launch, which I'm gonna, honestly, I'm gonna triple the price in maybe a month, is only $497, and then that's it. Don't dabble. It's time to take action, and that's my son. And then that's
Oh,
it. That's my presentation.
that's great. Perfect. Honestly, perfect. How long do you plan your video to be?
Probably like 20 minutes.
That's okay. Yeah, and it's basically just PowerPoint slides, right?
Yeah, I'll be. I think I'm just gonna film. I don't know how you filmed yours where you're showing, but I was gonna just. I use Zoom all the time, so I was gonna do Zoom and have my little me giving a lecture off to the side, and then I was gonna just film that, record. I don't know if you have a better way.
That's
But
actually
yeah,
quite smart. That's actually quite smart. I've never thought about that, but I use OBS. So there's a lesson, week 3, lesson 2, that covers how to use OBS. Are you there yet? Week 3?
yeah. So I'm just in week 2, so I haven't opened week 3. So, but yeah, I peeked at week 3 a little bit. But does that OBS allow you to show yourself on camera? Because I want to show my face on camera.
Yeah, it does. But
Okay.
you'll have to hook up your camera to the computer, or you can use your webcam.
Got it. Yeah, I was gonna use my webcam, and then yeah, I was gonna. That's what my plan was.
Yeah, then that's great. Just play around with OBS. You'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Would you recommend OBS over just doing it on Zoom and just recording the Zoom meeting?
Um, that's a good question. Actually have to experiment around with Zoom as well. But you can play around with both. I've never tried Zoom, so I can't comment too much on it.
Got it. Because with Zoom, I mean, it's recording this talk, for instance, and I can see your face pretty good when I look at recordings of it, just the same as we're doing it now. So
Mhm.
I'm just familiar with it, but I'll check out OBS too.
Yeah, that might be good, but the thing is, I don't know this for certain, but with Zoom, basically your PowerPoint slides are going to be here, but your face is going to be here, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
you
Right.
want to
Right.
put and you want to put your face at the corner of the screen, right?
Okay. Okay.
If anything, that's consideration number one. And consideration number two is, I actually don't recommend using your face when you get started, but it seems like you've gone this far. One thing that you should consider if you decide to show your face is that you want to make sure that the bottom right of your PowerPoint slides. So just go through your PowerPoint slides really quickly.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like you have to carefully position your face in a place that doesn't obscure your PowerPoint slides.
Right.
Right. So you probably have to like cut a corner at the bottom right, um, when you make the slides, and you have to rearrange everything. That's why it's a huge headache. It depends on whether you want to do it or not, but it's completely optional. You know
Gotcha.
what I mean, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. So if I do it in the bottom right and I've got like, let me see, maybe this one, maybe it's okay.
Uh huh.
Maybe this one, it might cut off something. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You don't want,
Yeah.
yeah, I could arrange some things. Okay, got it.
But it's completely optional. That's why I don't recommend. Uh, yeah, it's completely optional. So you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. But if you think it's worth the squeeze, then that's something you have to consider. Hmm.
Fair. Okay. I think for me, at least for me, not for everyone else, the initial pre-order, I guess, the small test group, basically everyone that is watching this kind of knows me because I've been talking in the space for years. And so it would help to, because then they're going to see me and they're going to just go, oh yeah, he's my, I'll be honest, some of these people who buy like the first 20, they're going to be like my friends. And
Okay.
so they're okay seeing my face basically. But yeah,
All right. That's
I'm curious.
great.
I'm curious to see what if the conversion is any difference showing face versus not showing face. Any thoughts on that?
Hmm. That's a good question. In my experience, it really well. First of all, it really depends on your niche, right? But I haven't noticed. Um, I want to be really careful when I answer this. So for me, I've always shown my face for the webinar video. But in different niches, especially those that are really tech or really business B2B, then there's no difference between showing your face versus not showing your face, right? And as long as you show your face in like pictures and
Yeah,
which you did,
like
right? That's perfectly fine.
I'm here. Yeah,
That's perfectly fine. Yeah. When it comes to B2C, so business to consumer, that's when showing your face can help build that trust. But when it comes to something that's very technical, tech savvy business stuff, then there's really not a lot of, it's not statistically significant to whether you show your face or not.
got it. Okay, all right,
All right.
that makes sense. Great. Well, I appreciate that. And then I don't have any other questions. That's it.
All right. Sounds good. And you're
Oh shoot.
pricing it at 497, right?
Yeah, it was based on our call last week.
Uh
I
huh.
just decided to, my goal was just to get people in the door and just to see what they say about the class,
Uh huh.
and then I'll probably pump it up to my goal is 1,500 to even 3,000 eventually. But the initial, I like your answer. I thought was brilliant. I told my wife about it. You know what? Chester's right. Like it's not about making a lot of money right now, even though I want to. I just want to just make sure people are in the door and happy. And to me, I'm 99% sure I'm going to get at least 20 students in the next month. And so I want to just make sure I get those 20 students though. And so and then yeah, 495 is a no brainer for them to sign up.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. You could even tell them like straight up, like the first I don't. I think the way you do it is perfectly fine. Let me think. Another consideration you should have is that if you decide to increase your price, right, then you're going to have to refilm the last section of your webinar because you disclose your price in the webinar. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
So that's a consideration that you will have to balance. Like, do you want to show your price in the webinar, or do you want to just tell them, hey, this is a pre-order price? Just click the page, click to the checkout page, and order there. All right. So that's something you have to consider.
Yeah. My thought was I was just gonna, the video can keep running, and I'll just shoot this last slide
Mhm.
and just go edit it out in the future.
That's
Just
also
like,
fine. Yeah, that's also
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Let me see. I just want to make sure we cover all your bases. So, how many students do you plan on introducing the 497 price?
Right now, my PMF survey has. Let me quickly check. Wait, hold on. Sorry, give me just a second. My PMF survey. I love the concept of PMF survey. It's a brilliant thing to do, by the way. I think you're so smart. Hey, I think I've got 136.
Uh huh. Why do you think it's brilliant?
I just think like basically they've told the reason why I think it's brilliant. They've told me exactly what they want and what's stopping them. So basically, in my presentation when I'm making the video, I say this is what you want and this is what's stopping you, and then it's kind of using their words, and that's the most brilliant way to tell to tell them like this. I'm gonna get you over what you're saying is stopping you, and then there we go.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, a lot of people like when they think they have to start an online course, they need a really brilliant idea. They have to, you know, write really good marketing. You have to. They have all these misconceptions, but to be honest, just go straight to the source, ask the market, and just basically have your customers write their own marketing for you.
Exactly. That's why I think it's brilliant. Like this PMF survey, I think is made the most brilliant thing about this whole digital doctor thing is the PMF survey, because they are telling you exactly what they want, and then I
Uh-huh.
just encapsulate that in my offering, and then and it's great. I have 136 people. 134 of them said they wanted to be notified about the course. So there you go.
That's great. If you think the PMF survey is great, wait until you get to week 4. That's when things really start getting fun.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm actually week 2. I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna tell other people about this digital doctor thing.
Oh,
I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go well for me at least, and I think it's brilliant, and I'm excited to get it going.
all right, wonderful. So, yeah, the question I asked you that was I just want to know, like, so you plan on giving your 497 discount to 20 customers, right?
What to these? I guess these 134 people. Yeah, but I
To
expect like
134 of them.
oh, that's what I was thinking. Because I'm
Okay.
gonna email them. I'm gonna email all these. Oh, I guess I don't have to email everyone. I can just email some of them. Let's
I
see
think it would
here.
be much more. I think it would be much more reasonable if you just gave. If I were you, I would honestly just 497 for the first five customers, 5 to 10 customers, right? And then everything else would be your 1,000 price or your 1,500 price, right? Because in the beginning, what you want is you just want 5 to 10 customers or 5 to 10 students in the door. That way, you can make sure that they're happy. So if they're happy, then everyone else is most likely going to be happy as well. Does that make sense?
Ah, yeah, that does make sense. Okay, I was gonna. That's good. Yeah, this is why this being on this phone call just saves me like $10,000
Yeah.
because like I was gonna give it to all 134 people, but you're right. If I expect 20% of 134 to sign up, I could
Mm,
just do just like the first 10, and then the other, let's say 30 people that would have signed up, I could just do it the normal price, and then I make 20 times $1,000 more. That's $20,000. Okay,
mhm.
yeah, I think I will do that.
Yeah, and the reason why I bring that up is because if that's the strategy that we wish to employ, then I would actually be cautious about revealing the pre-order price in the webinar because then you can't switch it up as fast as possible. You know what I mean?
Ah, I see what you're saying. Okay, got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the only reason why I did it was because I was curious to do that. I wanted to show the comparative value. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that part out. I'm gonna leave this part out.
Hmm.
I'll just say we're doing a pre-order. I won't say the price.
Yeah, yeah, it's perfectly fine. And you can even tell them like this pre-order is gonna happen for the next 10 students. So you can be fully transparent about next 5, 10 students. You can be fully transparent about that, and that way there's also the scarcity factor going in
Yeah.
instead of telling them, oh, the prices are gonna triple in 3 months, in 1 month. Yeah.
Yeah, that was part of me being evil in a truthful way. Be like, hey, if you don't sign up now, I'm gonna triple the price in a month. And then they're like, oh God, I have to sign up now. So
Uh huh.
yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Sounds like you got everything dialed in, right? So just film the video and you're good to go.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll film it today, and then yeah, I will let you know how it goes. One thing about Zoom is that it does have the video on the side, and then it won't cover anything, because it will, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll just do whichever one. It's perfect is perfect is the enemy of good. I'll just do whichever one I can make fastest happen. And since I know how to do Zoom, I'll just do it tonight like that. And I'll look at the OBS video week 3 next week.
Okay. That's great. And one thing that like going back to the like switching out your pre-order price away from the webinar, basically the guiding principle behind all of this is that in the beginning everything is very malleable, right? You want everything to be as flexible as possible, because sometimes you might just make a split decision in the first 1 or 2 days in your first few customers, and you decide to ramp up the price, and that way you can like you basically you have all these buttons, and they, how do I put this in a not abstract way? Basically, in the beginning, a lot of things are very malleable, and you might want to experiment by cranking up your price like within the first few days. And if the conversion rate doesn't fall off, then you want to crank it up maybe a bit more. So it's kind of like tapering a drug at the hospital, right? Things are very malleable. That's why you shouldn't. That's why I would actually caution against revealing anything fixed inside the webinar. But
Fair.
everything else is good. Everything is great.
I like that. I like that way. That way I can change it on the fly. No, no, you're brilliant. So yes, it makes it my life easier. And then
Exactly. Yeah. And if it's too high, then you can bring it back down. If it's too low, then you bring it back up. So it's all about like titrating a drug, right? It's very
yeah,
flexible.
that's why I need to titrate over time before I set anything in stone. Then once everything's good, I can set it more in stone. No, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that. And one thing as an aside is that as part of my course, I'm thinking about. I mentioned it to a big company that sells the orthopedic lenses. Basically, it's like I mentioned it to a drug company basically that I'm doing this, right? And they've got you know a $300 million you know company, and they love it, and so they're gonna blast it to all their customers. But then they want to like do like affiliate marketing with me. Do you have any experience with affiliate marketing, like in terms of like um, I'm thinking about recommending their product as part of my course, but then they're gonna in exchange they're gonna give like they're gonna promote my product in my course basically to all their customers. Like, have you any experience with that or not really?
I do have experience with that, but for your situation, I would actually make sure you have a great product first. Your customers are happy, and then that's when you can start bringing affiliate marketing on board, and we can talk about that.
Okay,
Talk about that then. Yeah.
perfect. Okay, great. Yeah, they've already approached me, and but I told them I haven't made the course yet, so I'm gonna wait. Okay, sounds good.
Hmm.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sounds good. Great,
Appreciate it.
great progress.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So seems like nobody has any questions. If that's the case, then we can conclude with our goal setting workshop. So I'm gonna ask Chris to speak first, since you two have been quite quiet.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
So I keep getting intimidated by the putting together sort of a scrappy program in week 2. And I've just got to get over that and get on Kajabi and put some stuff together. So I started working this past week with getting my video stuff together. And I just got to pull the trigger. I've already got my ideas, but I have to make sure that I get them put down and get my survey out there and get going. So that's my goal by next week.
All right, that's awesome. So yeah, if there's anything we can help with, just post it in the community. If you want me to have a look at your niche, your marketing message, and so on and so forth.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Next we have Orlando.
Hey everyone. I don't know if anyone can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. How you doing?
Okay, perfect. I'm doing well. On week 2, just getting my video recorded and getting everything set up on the Kajabi site. So it just took me a while to find where things are and edit them. So everything's going well. I got good responses on my PMF survey. I think I got about 83 responses. So pretty excited about that. So hopefully things go well with the video and see how things transition into week 3.
All right, awesome. All right, next we'll go back to Cheryl and Glenda. Hey, Cheryl.
Sorry, you hear me?
Yep,
Can you
I
hear
can
me
hear
now?
you.
I couldn't hear you guys. Okay. Hi, my name is Glenda and Cheryl. We are emergency medicine PAs from New York. We joined the program to learn to build a course on how to help practitioners feel more comfortable managing sexual assault patients. So far, we are up to week 2. We've done our survey. We're working on our funnel. And now we are kind of looking forward to fixing up what we need to fix up our emails and move on to week 3 and work on our video.
All right, sounds good. And last we have Iris.
Hi, I'm Iris. I'm a physiatrist. I just graduated residency in June last year from New Jersey. And I've been wanting to start a course since over the summer. I just never got around to doing it because I was studying for boards. But so far, I am now on I finished week 3. I'm working on just generating more people to fill out my PMF survey. And just looking forward to hopefully getting my first student soon. So I'll check back next week.
Awesome. How are you liking this program so far?
I love it. I definitely learned a lot. When we were talking, I remember I told you I was looking into Teachable and other course platforms, but I do think because I already pay for Squarespace and I have like all different platforms that I use, and I like that Kajabi is just like in one area, in one space for all my needs. But I just love I think your program is great and it's very easy to follow step by step. And there's a lot of really good suggestions. And for someone who's not really so, I guess, business savvy, it was super helpful, like a lot of the tips and tricks.
All right, that's great. That means a lot, and I'm happy to see your progress.
Thank you.
All right, great. So that concludes this session. So I'll keep you guys accountable inside the community, and happy to hear all your progress. And that's it. Have a great week.